My name is Jaya, and there is a topic in my mind that I have been wanting to share with you for a long time, to share it with the world. The last years, since 2010, I've been very actively involved in the tantric world. I was a student of the School of Agama Yoga in Thailand. First I became a yoga teacher there. Then in 2013 I became a Tantra teacher. I've been practicing Tantra for many years and teaching others. And since the beginning I had some doubts because I saw what was going on behind the scenes. But because it gave so powerful teachings about sexuality and also how it changed my own life, I had to admit that for a long time I remained blind about things, or I didn't want to see them. For the last few years I've been doing a lot of extra work on myself, opening up to a lot of different things, and also different abilities in me have been opening up. So I've started to see behind things. I can see energy, I can see how some things work that most people wouldn't see. And since I was initiated into the tantric teachings 2013 when I became a teacher, immediately I started seeing what goes on behind in the energy world. I understood that I was initiated into a lineage, into a channel. It's a place where we all receive something from. We receive the teachings and also some power that comes from it. But it is also a place into where we have to give. Actually, it's not giving, it's taking. So to explain it to you in a simple way, I'm gonna use the help of my beloved oils. So whenever there is a teaching shared with the world, whether it's Tantra, whether it's Kundalini Yoga, whether it's Reiki, it doesn't matter what it is. Those teachings will come from somewhere. Those teachings will come from an energy source, an energetic being, and are given to someone on this earth that will bring them to us, to people. So in some ways you could say there is a contract here, yes? So this person receives the teachings for the first time, starts to share them with the world, and starts to bring in more teachers, more followers, disciples, whatever it is. So this starts growing and growing. When they initiate more teachers, the teachers will start to bring in more students, right? So when I explain this in my workshops, it looks like a multi-level marketing, yes? Also looks like a pyramid scheme in some ways. But the point is that most people who are initiated or brought into those teachings do not understand that this is a place where it's not, that you don't only receive teachings, but it's also somewhere that you get stuck and when energy is being taken from you. The most powerful thing that human beings have in this planet, in this earth, is their energy. Our energy can do amazing things. And those energetic beings, so they have to sustain themselves. That means they need energy for that. And so they give us something, so they would receive back. But from what I see is that they take more than they give. And in the Tantra world, what has been happening, and I don't think many of you have already seen, that many Tantric gurus have been accused of harassing women sexually. So why is that? What exactly happens there? The point is that women have a connection through their heart, through the love that women carry to the source. The source is the highest energy, highest being, the creator, whatever you want to call it. It's the highest thing on this earth. And women have a connection with it. So oftentimes the teachers, these men, don't have a straight connection with the source themselves. So they will be connected with another energetic being here, and that energetic being gives them power and energy when they bring in more people all the time. Now, when a man sleeps with a lot of women, an energetic connection is made with each woman. And because women have a lot of life energy and connection to the source through the heart, those men also receive that life energy. The more women they sleep with, the more power they have, the more money they have, and the more they have to give into this source, and this source feeds that person back. So a man can also have a connection with the source, but only if he comes out of his ego. That is the only way. Most of these people who abuse women like this are psychopaths. Sociopaths, psychopaths, whatever. It means they have no empathy and they have no connection to the source because they have no connection with the heart and true love. They only talk about it, but they never know what it actually means. So these women who are connected to those teachers, these gurus, are giving away their own life energy again. That means they themselves cannot use their energy 100%. Most of your energy has been taken away. You feel tired, you feel weak, you cannot do things in your life, and so on and on. And you're in this lineage. This lineage will give you teachings. There will be teachings, there will be mantras, there will be prayers that you do. In our school we had a consecration. And that consecration meant that whatever we started to do, we would give away the fruits of that action before we started to do it. And so it's planned really well. I renounce the fruits of this action. Let's say I renounce the fruits of this lovemaking, for example, to Shiva or to Shakti or whatever they are. And then this energy, after and when we do practices, we are taught to lift this energy up here. In many, many practices, the energy goes circling down in your body. But if you renounce the fruits of your action before you do this and rise the energy up, you give this energy away to these energetic beings that you already did. So you can see in the classes, if you see energy where the teacher sits and there are cords going to each and every person and the energy is being taken. Also because no one can interfere with your free will, but you're freely going there, and especially if you're making that consecration. So most teachings that are given us in the last few hundred years are in some ways cults, sects, where they gather around a lot of people, give them teachings and suck energy from them. If you are into Kundalini Yoga and you sit and you chant those mantras 108 times with 20, 40, 50, 100 people in the room, think how much energy is created for that source who is giving those teachings for taking. I know that for many people this will be something that is really hard to understand, because this is yoga and this is Tantra and those teachings are so holy and they're so sacred, and they are supposed to take us to be so spiritual, and the goal, what everyone sells us, is enlightenment. We all want to become enlightened. Well, this is another hoax, because what happens is, in order to become enlightened or reach the highest state of consciousness, means to be created, to be connected with the source. This is what it means. Now, they tell you that you are here and the source is here. And in order to go to the source, you need Jesus and Buddha and Kundalini Yoga and Tantra Yoga and God knows whatever. What happens is you connect with these lineages and you stay here forever. Yes, you will get some things. You will get some powers, you will have a healthier body, you have all kinds of things. But no one is interested in giving you up because you're feeding that lineage. Why do you think you need these guys? Why do you think you cannot go here yourself? Why do you think you can't have a straight connection with the source? You can. And that is the biggest lie that has been told to you for a long, long, long time. To make you powerless, to make you weak, and believe that you always need someone else. So for a while already, when I started realizing this, I started coming out of the tantric world. And when I decided energetically to disconnect myself, all hell broke loose. There was a lot of attack in the media, the newspapers, all kind of shit started surfacing. Yes, the shit had to do with stuff that I had been involved with and some stuff that I hadn't been. So energetically you will be attacked when you want to leave these lineages. So to make you weak, because a human being's one of the greatest desires is to belong somewhere, is to be accepted by others. This is what we crave and we need. And also we don't want others to criticize us. We want to receive good feedback. So energetically, when you want to leave these places, they start to press on your weak points. I'm really happy that I was able to come out of it. And over the years, I've changed my teachings a lot. I still use the word Tantra in some ways, but I've looked deeper, much, much, much deeper into what really is the truth and what it isn't. In Tantric world, we taught a lot of years that men should not ejaculate. In some ways, yes, ejaculating all the time weakens a man. But it's not true that a man shouldn't ejaculate. If a man holds on to his energy and keeps it with himself all the time and then lifts the energy constantly up, he gives away all his creative power, all his strength, everything to that energetic being who's feeding on it. And the same thing is with women. If a man and woman actually come together and use their sexuality in a way to create, they can create almost anything in this world. Also in Tantra, sex magic is being taught. The way they teach sex magic, well, I have to say, I think almost every person in the world would be a billionaire if that really worked. It works up to a certain level, but it really doesn't work. This is the way they give us the teachings. So you never reach the full power, you never reach the truth. You're always kept in some level where you can't go higher from. Yeah, you can manifest $10,000 to pay off your credit card debts, or you can maybe manifest a new car, or you can manifest your new lover into your life, or sell your apartment, or whatever it is. But truly, if everyone could really use sex magic, and there's so many tantrics in the world, well, basically we could change the world to whatever we wanted, really. Isn't it like that? Because sex magic always works. This is what they keep telling us. So, coming back to this place of many gurus, many shamans abuse women constantly all the time. And this is what I always say, that women have a thing for gurus. They're worshipping the gurus. If a man comes and tells you that he can heal you with his penis, then my dear women, that is the biggest lie you're ever gonna hear. Yes, sex has amazing magical healing powers, but only if it's connected with love. If you are making love with a partner, you have a heart connection, an emotional, intellectual, sexual, deep connection, then sex is the most healing thing there can be. But if you go to some guru so he can fuck you and heal you with his penis, well, that's just pure stupidity. The moment I stepped into the school of Agama, I was offered many times to sleep with different teachers, also with the Swami. My first teacher who came to Estonia, I can't remember how many times he offered me to sleep with him. And I never understood why that is necessary. And in the end, we had a big fallout because I wouldn't sleep with him. They manipulate you, they get on your weak points, and they make you believe that you are responsible for everything. This is how they do it. So start looking deep into the tantric world if you are a part of it. There are so many lies being told there. Yes, sexuality is sacred. Sexuality is pure. It's the most amazing thing human beings can experience this with their body. But I don't know if the tantric teachings were like this from the beginning or they have been distorted along the way. All of these powerful teachers that are in the world, and it's not only the men sucking that energy. The female teachers, what they do is they will have a man next to them who will sleep with the women that come to the workshops. So they can still get that energy and they can still be fed and still the connections have been created. I believe that we have to bring back the true sexuality. I believe we have to bring back the true connection between a man and a woman. What they teach in the Tantra world is it's very good to have many different relationships. So being in an open relationships. I did that for a while and I saw the consequences it had on myself and on my partners. Yes, in some ways it was really good for my ego. It was good to look into my fears, into my weak points, and it did heal some things in me. But what happens if you have multiple partners is you can never ever reach the depths that you can reach with one partner. Think if you have 5 companies. In the morning you sell shoes, in the evening you sell clothes, on the daytime you make some kind of a food business. Each of these companies will have a piece of you. But think if you only focus on the shoes or if you only focus on the food, then you give it your 100%. And in these open relationships, we find a place to hide ourselves. We feed our egos and we can never go deep. Trust that being in a monogamous relationship is what's best for you and for your partner. And a good relationship takes effort. It's easy to jump around from one relationship to another, but it takes much more effort to stay in one and make it work and be happy in that relationship. Also, when you sleep with a lot of people, you bring in all kinds of different energies and they affect you and your relationships. We don't know what people are carrying deep inside. With some people, we never see the true face, even if we know them for 5 years. And sex is the most powerful way of exchanging energies. So there are a lot of lies, a lot of distorted informations in the tantric world. What I feel is we need good teachings about sexuality, but the tantra world has gone completely upside down and has brought many people into a place where they have been more damaged, where they are more suffering, and so on. So what I'm trying to say is just try to understand that there is an energetic world behind all this. And it might not be as good as they're wanting you to think that it is. I have a lot more stories that I know what has been happening to people in this world, how relationships are being broken up, how people lose what's really important to them in life. They lose everything. And I was also lost in the tantric world for a few years. And also it backfired many times on myself. But I found another way to come out of it and to awaken to my truth, my own truth. So don't take everything for the truth that I'm saying here. Make your own assumptions, do your own research, think if you are in a tantric world, how this has affected you. Think in the tantric world, if you met teachers, how they behave. How many good and honorable teachers have you seen in that world? I've been in this world for a long time for now. And I can say that there are only few teachers that I really have respect for. All these years that I work with men and women, these people come to me and tell their stories. They tell the stories how they have been abused, and one is worse than the other. Women are afraid to come out with these stories because they're immediately being attacked. This is also how the sexual encounters and the difference between men and women are completely distorted. When a woman is being raped or being molested sexually, they're afraid to come out with that information and bring it out because they are the ones who will get accused. My friend who was raped a long time ago said that the rape wasn't as bad as the things that happened after that for 4 years. When she went to the police and went to the court with this story, said what they did to her mentally was horrible. This is why women don't come out with these stories. This is why everything is kept down. It is good to see that we have the Me Too movement now that is bringing this stuff out. I'm really, really grateful to B. Schofield, who has written a lot of articles about these gurus now and bringing out each and every one. There are still many more to bring out, but men have to start realizing that women are not for their abusement. Women are not for them to be raped or taken energy from. If a man wants to be loved and wants to fly high and wants to be powerful, the best thing he can do is love a woman, because then we will give you everything we have. We will give you all our love and we will lift you up. I thank you for watching this video, for listening to me, and I hope that there are people out there that this video will also bring some clarification, understandings, and I hope that we can start changing this world all together.